Hi, my name is Donna. Welcome back to my channel. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to do an update on a video that I did a year ago, and it was called Invisible Circle Join, Seamless Join, How to Improve Your Crochet Project. One of my subscribers wanted me to update that video, and they wanted me to do it by doing double crochets, not treble crochets. Treble crochets is what I did in the previous video a year ago. So she wants me to do it in double crochet. She also wanted me to do it in a lighter color. I did it in black in the previous video, and it did not show up that well. So here we are with a different color, and I'm sure it'll be easier to follow. Also, she had a question. Do you begin the next round in the same stitch or the next stitch to avoid that dreadful seam? When you are crocheting in a circle, possibly making a hat, that's where I use the circle is mostly in hats. And if you do it and you do the join in front, this is the back. If you do it in front, you're going to get this ugly seam on the front of your work, and that's what you do not want. Okay, this is the front of the work, nice, no seam, versus the seam in the back. Now, what I'm going to teach you today is how to join a seamless join so that seam does not end up on the front of your work. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish crocheting this round, and I'm going to join. And I'm doing double crochets. Let me see, what was I doing here? 3. Now we're getting ready to join. What I'm going to do is kind of lift up that loop, take my crochet needle out, make sure the thread is in the back of your work, okay? Now, the very first stitch that you have from the previous round is what we're going to work in. The very first stitch in the previous round, okay? So, I'm going to turn my work slightly, making sure that is in the back, and I'm going to put my crochet hook into that first stitch from the previous round. I'm going to put the loop on, pull it through, bring my work back around, and kind of take it out because I don't want my loop twisted, and I'm going to insert it back. Now, this is the double join. This is the technique, okay? Then you're going to take your yarn and you're going to chain, kind of tighten it a little bit if you like. Pull it up, chain 2, 1, 2, okay? That is the technique. That's all that is. That is what keeps from having to have this seam in the front of your work. Now, you're going to make a double crochet in that same stitch. That same stitch right there. Double crochet. And you're going to proceed on, okay, with whatever your pattern is telling you to do, okay? Let's do it again. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to crochet again. Double crochet. Take that out. Make sure that your yarn is in the back. And here is your first stitch, and we're going to put our crochet hook in the back of that, keeping this yarn in the back. And I'm going to grab this stitch, this loop, pull it through, turn it back around. I'm going to take it out because I don't want my loop twisted. Put it back in. Kind of tighten it a little bit, pull it up, and I'm going to crochet, chain 2, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to double crochet or treble, whatever you're doing, and I'm going to put it right back in that same stitch. In this case, it's a double crochet. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do off camera, I'm going to go back around, and I'm going to come back to this again. Okay, off camera, I'm going to go back around. What I'm doing is 3 double crochets and an increase crochet. Let me just do it real quick. That's what I'm doing in my circle. But again, I'm not going to be hung up about this. This is my pattern. If you're following a pattern to do a hat, yours is going to say something totally different. What this video is about is doing the invisible join. Okay, so what I did was a double crochet in that same stitch, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. That's 1, 2, and number 3. And I'm going to increase. Increase means I'm putting 2 double crochets into the very next stitch. Okay, and I'm going to do this all the way around. All the way around. I'm going to come back. Now, what may help you is to put a stitch marker in that very first stitch. Into that very first stitch. So when you come back around, you're going to know to put that the crochet hook in the back of that stitch. So let me go around and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. Need to do one more double crochet into this stitch. I have my stitch marker there. Kind of bring that up. Make sure that your yarn is in the back. Kind of turn it around. Let me take the stitch marker out. This is only if you need it. If you don't need a stitch marker, that's great. I'm going to put my hook into that very first stitch of my previous round. Grab the loop, bring it through. Turn my work back around. I'm going to take my loop around, out, my crochet hook out, I'm sorry, because I don't want my loop twisted. Then I'm stick it back in there. I'm going to pull up the yarn and I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, because we're doing double crochets. And I'm going to do a double crochet back in that very same stitch that I had the stitch marker in and the very same stitch that I did the chain 2 in. Double crochet, and we're going to go on with the pattern. So the technique is what determines whether or not you're going to have a dreadful seam in the back. If you do the join in the front with the thread, your yarn in front of you, you're going to get this. If you do it in the back and do the technique that I just showed you, then that seam is going to show up in the back. It's not going to show up in the front. So that is the invisible circle join, a seamless join. I hope this has helped you, and if you have any comments or any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.